minutes for an opening statement.
Thank you, Subcommittee Chair and Subcommittee Ranking Member, for calling today's hearing on the impacts of FEMA's strategic plan on disaster preparedness and response. Today, we're here to discuss the challenges FEMA is facing and how meeting the goals outlined in the 2022 to 26 strategic plan will enable the agency to rise to the challenge and fulfill its mission. This conversation is critical in an ever-evolving disaster landscape fueled by climate change. Natural disasters continue to become more costly and have greater impacts upon communities across the nation. And Congress must ensure FEMA is equipped with the capacity and the resources it needs to respond. This is also a timely and important discussion for my constituents in the Washington State's 2nd Congressional District. Devastating flooding in November of 2021 and ensuing storms damaged critical infrastructure and more than 2,000 homes. Almost a year and a half later, the recovery in Whatcom County has been uneven. County officials estimate that still 100 residents lack permanent housing solutions. Some cannot figure out how to apply for assistance, others cannot get enough assistance to fully repair their homes, and some just seem to be falling through the cracks of multiple federal, state, and local programs. That's not acceptable, and I'll keep fighting for every single person in my district until they have secured permanent housing. Short and long-term challenges following a natural disaster are not confined to Washington State. In 2017 and 18, in those disaster seasons, the nationwide COVID-19 disaster declaration and last year's deadly hurricane season have all signaled the transition to a year-round disaster season, seriously straining FEMA staff and resources. Last year, Administrator Criswell reported a chilling statistic to this subcommittee. 10 years ago, FEMA managed an average of 108 disasters a year. But in 2022, that number had more than doubled, nearly tripled to 311 disasters. With a more than 50% increase in storms and disasters in the last 10 years, FEMA's strategic plan is crucial. I look forward to discussing the progress FEMA has made to incorporate climate change projections, to expand capacity, and to adapt its programs so survivors receive the quality assistance they deserve. But reforming FEMA's response and recovery programs are not enough. FEMA needs a workforce that can rise to this challenge, but that requires adequate staffing. And the GAO recently found that a 35% staffing gap exists across different positions at FEMA. And I support FEMA's efforts to recruit and retain a diverse workforce. FEMA's employees should be a reflection of the communities they serve. This won't happen by accident. Ensuring a diverse workforce and taking action to attract employees from as broad a pool of people as possible in the United States won't happen by accident, and FEMA needs a plan to do just that. Such diversity will improve the agency's understanding of the challenges faced by disaster survivors across the nation, including places like rural Mississippi, northern Alaska, Puerto Rico, New York City, and even the Puget Sound, and therefore will improve the quality of program delivery. Expanding mitigation and resilience efforts must also be at the forefront of any conversation regarding the increased frequency, intensity, and cost of natural disasters. Overwhelming evidence has proven that mitigation is a common sense, cost-effective way to save lives and to save property. That's why I strongly support expanding funding and access for mitigation and resilience projects. The bipartisan infrastructure law made great progress in making our nation more resilient by providing $5 billion for pre-disaster mitigation programs, yet more needs to be done. This includes ensuring pre-disaster mitigation grants are accessible to applicants across the country and that projects selected for mitigation awards receive those funds in a timely manner. So I look forward to discussing how we can work together to drive needed reforms inside FEMA so that FEMA can fulfill its goals and its missions. And I want to thank the witnesses for being here today and look forward to your testimony. With that, I yield back.
Chair thanks the gentleman. I'd like to again welcome